The Catholic Church stands at a crossroads. The papacy of Pope Francis, marked by humility and social justice, draws to a close. The world watches and wonders, who will be the next pope? This question resonates far beyond the Vatican walls. It holds the attention of over 1.3 billion Catholics globally. The selection of a new pontiff is a seismic event with the potential to reshape the Church's course. The weight of history, tradition, and spiritual authority converge on this single decision. The next pope will inherit a church grappling with internal divisions and external pressures. He will be tasked with navigating complex theological debates while addressing pressing global issues. The eyes of the world are upon the College of Cardinals, the body entrusted with selecting the successor to St. Peter. Their choice will reverberate through the centuries. The very process of electing a new pope is shrouded in ancient ritual and secrecy. Known as the Papal Conclave, it is a time of intense prayer, reflection, and ultimately, decision. The world holds its breath, awaiting the white smoke that signals a new leader has been chosen. What will the future hold for the Catholic Church? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the journey begins now. The Papal Conclave is a testament to the enduring traditions of the Catholic Church. This sacred gathering of cardinals, sequestered within the Vatican, carries the weight of centuries on its shoulders. Cut off from the outside world, they dedicate themselves to prayer and discernment, seeking guidance from the Holy Spirit. The conclave is a process steeped in history, its roots reaching back to the very foundations of the Church. The rules governing the conclave are ancient and intricate, designed to ensure a fair and impartial election. The cardinals, each a prince of the Church, cast their votes in secret, their ballots burned after each round. The world watches for the telltale smoke that rises from the chimney above the Sistine Chapel. Black smoke signifies another inconclusive vote, while white smoke heralds the election of a new pope. The conclave is not merely a political exercise, it is a deeply spiritual endeavor. The cardinals are acutely aware of the gravity of their task. They are choosing not just a leader, but a shepherd for a global flock. The weight of this responsibility is immense. As the conclave commences, speculation swirls around the potential candidates. Who are the front-runners, the cardinals whose names are whispered in hushed tones? Each man brings his own unique background, experiences, and theological leanings to the table. Some are seen as reformers, eager to modernize the Church and address its internal challenges. Others are viewed as guardians of tradition, committed to upholding centuries-old doctrines. Cardinal X, known for his pastoral approach and his work with the poor, is considered a leading contender. His humility and empathy have earned him widespread respect both within and outside the Church. Cardinal Y, a brilliant theologian and articulate speaker, represents a more conservative wing of the Church. His staunch defense of traditional values has made him a polarizing figure, but also a powerful voice within the Vatican. The conclave is a process shrouded in secrecy, and the cardinals' deliberations are known only to them. However, observers analyze every public statement, every subtle gesture, for clues about the direction of the vote. The world waits with bated breath, eager for any hint of who might emerge as the next leader of the Catholic Church. The next pope will inherit a church facing myriad challenges in a rapidly changing world. He will need to address internal divisions over issues like celibacy, the role of women in the Church, and LGBTQ+ inclusion. At the same time, he will be called upon to provide moral leadership on global issues such as climate change, poverty, and war. The rise of secularism in the West poses a significant challenge to the Church's relevance in the 21st century. The next pope must find ways to engage with a generation that is increasingly skeptical of organized religion. He must articulate the timeless message of the gospel in a way that resonates with modern sensibilities. The Catholic Church is a global institution, and the next pope must be a bridge builder, fostering dialogue and understanding across cultures and continents. He will need to address the concerns of the Church in the developing world, where poverty and lack of access to education remain pressing issues. The papacy is a continuous thread woven through the tapestry of history. Each pope inherits not only the challenges of his time, but also the legacy of his predecessors. The next pope will step into the shoes of giants, following in the footsteps of figures like Pope John XXIII. who ushered in a new era of openness and reform with the Second Vatican Council, and Pope John Paul II, who played a pivotal role in the fall of communism in Eastern Europe. The spectre of Pope Benedict XVI's historic resignation will also loom large. His decision to step down due to failing health broke with centuries of tradition and set a precedent that may influence future papal transitions. The next pope will need to navigate this new reality, balancing the weight of tradition with the evolving needs of the Church in the 21st century. The legacy of Pope Francis, with his emphasis on social justice, interfaith dialogue, and environmental stewardship, will undoubtedly shape the expectations placed upon his successor. Will the next pope continue this trajectory, or will he chart a different course? The world watches and waits. Reform and renewal, modernizing the ancient church. The Catholic Church, with its ancient roots and traditions, faces the ongoing challenge of remaining relevant in a rapidly changing world. The next pope will be tasked with navigating the delicate balance between preserving the Church's rich heritage and embracing necessary reforms to address the needs of the faithful in the 21st century. Calls for modernization within the Church are multifaceted. Some urge for greater transparency and accountability in the wake of scandals that have shaken the institution to its core. Others advocate for a more inclusive church, one that welcomes and affirms LGBTQ+ individuals, recognizes the contributions of women, and engages in meaningful dialogue with other faiths. The issue of clerical celibacy, a long-standing tradition within the Catholic Church, continues to be a subject of debate. Some argue that allowing priests to marry could help alleviate the priest shortage and make the priesthood more accessible. Others maintain that celibacy is an essential aspect of the priestly vocation, allowing priests to devote themselves fully to their ministry. A global church engaging with a changing world. The Catholic Church is a global institution, its reach extending to every corner of the world. The next pope will inherit a flock facing diverse challenges and opportunities across continents. From the rise of secularism in Europe to the ongoing persecution of Christians in some parts of the world, the next papacy will require a nuanced understanding of the global landscape. The Church's role in addressing global issues such as poverty, inequality, and climate change will be paramount. Pope Francis's encyclical Laudato Si, on the care for our common home, set a precedent for papal engagement with environmental issues. The next pope will be expected to build upon this legacy, advocating for sustainable policies and challenging world leaders to address the climate crisis. The relationship between the Church in the West and the global South is also evolving. As the Church in Europe grapples with declining attendance and a shortage of priests, the Church in Africa, Asia, and Latin America is experiencing significant growth. The next pope will need to navigate this shifting center of gravity, ensuring that the voices and concerns of Catholics from all backgrounds are heard and represented. The future of faith, visions for the next generation. As the Catholic Church looks to the future, engaging the next generation will be critical for its continued relevance and vitality. Young people today are growing up in a world saturated with information and shaped by rapid technological advancements. The next pope will need to find innovative ways to connect with this generation, sharing the message of the gospel in a way that resonates with their lived experiences. The rise of social media presents both opportunities and challenges for the Church. On the one hand, it offers unprecedented potential for outreach and evangelization, allowing the Church to connect with a global audience instantaneously. On the other hand, it also creates a space where misinformation and polarization can thrive. The next pope will need to navigate this complex digital landscape, using these tools effectively while guarding against their potential pitfalls. Beyond the digital realm, the next pope must address the spiritual needs of a generation grappling with uncertainty, anxiety, and a sense of meaninglessness. He must offer a vision of hope and purpose, rooted in the timeless truths of the faith, but expressed in a language that speaks to the hearts of young people today. A new dawn, hope and uncertainty in equal measure. The Catholic Church stands on the threshold of a new era. As white smoke rises, signaling a new pope, anticipation and uncertainty fill the air. The world holds its breath, eager to see the new leader. The challenges are immense, but so are the opportunities. He can be a powerful voice for peace and compassion, a bridge builder fostering dialogue and understanding, a beacon of hope for a new generation. The future remains unwritten, shaped by the new Pope, the faithful, and history. But one thing is certain, the journey continues. With faith, hope, and love, the Church sets sail into the future. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.